do that. So we mentioned before the particle accelerator at CERN in Geneva, that's going to collide protons with other protons. But the current record holder at Fermilab outside Chicago collides protons with antiprotons. And that's something that we've learned how to do. People are even now making anti-atoms. They're making anti-hydrogen.
Can we make enough antimatter to eventually, I hate to use the word explosion, but I take it when you collide a large amount of antimatter with matter, that's what you get.
That's right, but that would be a very inefficient way of making an explosion. The amount of energy you would need to make to create all this antimatter in the first place, you might as well just put that to work making an explosion.
Okay, Lauren in Santa Monica, California, your turn with Dr. Carroll.
Hi, Dr. Carroll and Art, how you doing? I've got a question regarding getting outside the paradigm of traveling at the speed of light with mass, since there's so many complications with that. And what about traveling at the speed of light with just information, either on a radio wave or a light wave, to police or maybe the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way, and assuming that if those civilizations are billions of years ahead of us, they've got some kind of technology to perhaps decode the human genome and perhaps consciousness, if we can map that eventually as well.
Well, we do, in fact, transmit information at speed of light all the time. That's how you're hearing this on the radio. But what you're now suggesting is transmitting enough information to reconstruct an actual organism. And that's something where that is very difficult to imagine that's possible even in principle, much less in practice, because it's not just a matter of a list of ones and zeros telling you what atoms were made of. You need to put every single atom and every single electron inside you or me, delicately into its correct position. And we don't even know how to measure that, how to find out where every single atom inside you or me is.
Right. No, I agree with you, but sometimes we get this, egocentric thing that we have to send ourselves at the speed of light to another planet or another solar system. But in terms of the, unrelenting drive to continue human race, if we just send our genome and a certain amount of information to a more advanced civilization, couldn't they in fact at least decode it with their technology and recreate it being similar to us in a way, one of our children?
Well, we could, something like that is much more feasible, yes. However, this is a relative concept, much more feasible. It's still asking quite a lot. We would first need to teach them of a language so that we could communicate, and we would have to presume that they're interested in creating one of us. And then what they get out of that is, of course, but let's just be very, very speculative, why not? The most they can get out of that is a little human baby, which would know nothing about life here on Earth. They would not be able to tell from the human genome what kind of atmosphere and food and conditions keep that baby alive, etc., etc. It would be a fascinating scientific bonanza for them, but what they'd be able to do with it is very unclear.
It also might be very dangerous for us.
Well, I think it's a very real fact. In general, in the history of the Earth, when two people have come together into contact, and one of them is much more powerful than the other one, the result has not been pretty. And this tension, this when we think about extraterrestrial civilizations, of course we want to find them because it's amazingly fascinating and endlessly intriguing. On the other hand, we don't want to be rubbed out. Something that is even 100 years technologically ahead of us, much less a billion years, would be very hard for us to deal with. So,
for that very reason, Doctor, would you object to the idea of sending a very, very strong signal toward an area of space that we considered suspiciously